Good morning, ABM11 students. It's good to be back. I am your subject teacher for today's learning episode, and I am Teacher Chris. I hope that you are all ready to listen and learn for today's discussion. Before moving towards our new discussion, let us first have a recap on the first up to the third step of the
Accounting cycle.
that we have discussed on our previous lesson. Accounting cycle of a service business is a series of steps which helps the business firm track its finances. The first step of the accounting cycle is
Analyzing business transaction.
analyzing business transaction. Correct. Again, not all of transactions are part of the business transaction. The second step is
Journalizing.
journalizing. You're right. This is the start of the recording phase in the accounting cycle and to be recorded in the book of original entry, the general journal. The third step is
Posting.
posting. This is the process of transferring the journal entries to the ledger and considered to be the final entries in the accounting phase. I hope that you are all guided and reviewed on the 3 steps in the accounting cycle before proceeding to the 4th step. To understand better on our topic today, let me show you this picture. You're right. This mechanical device is called as a beam balance. For the first scenario, suppose that 2 of your classmates, Jenny and Maria, are of different weights. What do you think will happen to the beam balance?
Imbalanced.
Correct. The beam balance will be imbalanced because 2 of them doesn't have the same weight. For the second scenario, suppose that 2 of your classmates, Marco and Shannon, have the same weights. What do you think will happen to the beam balance?
Balanced.
Correct. The beam balance will be on its state of balance. Okay, class, always remember the basic rule of accounting that the left side or the debit side must be equal always to the right side, which is the credit side. So now, let us have the preliminary activity called the new normal. Students, I hope that you have already beside you your ball pen and activity notebook. Kindly identify the normal balance of the following account titles: cash, debit, notes receivable, debit, equipment, debit, notes payable, credit, MTAN capital, credit, service income, credit, taxes and licenses, debit, utilities expense, debit. All your answers are correct. So now, what can you say about the activity? Alright, that activity requires knowledge on the normal balance of the account. Then, how will you connect the activity on our topic for today? You're right. Identifying the normal balance of the different account titles plays a great role in our topic for today. So now, I guess you already have an idea of our discussion for today.
Lesson 10. Accounting Cycle of a Service Business. Preparing a Trial Balance.
At the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to know what is a trial balance and prepare a trial balance.
Okay, class. What is a trial balance? A trial balance is a bookkeeping or accounting report that lists the balances of an organization's general ledger accounts. This proves the equality of debits and credits. A trial balance has the following headings: name of the business, title of the report, period covered. So, in continuation of your transaction, you will be using again the washi-washi laundry services. Procedures in making a trial balance. First, proper footing of each account. Suppose that you already computed the balance of all of the account titles. Second, list down all accounts with balances. Third, you should observe always the single rule on the last account of both debit and credit. And the fourth one is follow double rule as the debit and credit balance are equal. So, as what you can see, this is an example of a trial balance of Davenport's European tours for the period October 31, 2020. Account titles for assets, cash, accounts receivable, supplies, prepaid insurance, and equipment amounts are all placed on the debit side, which is their normal balance. Accounts payable, capital, and repair fees are placed on the credit side as their normal balance for liabilities, owner's equity, and income respectively. Expenses has its normal balance on the debit side. Summing up all the debit total and credit total will give an answer of 45,786 pesos with double line proves that the equality of debits and credits.
I guess you are all ready to make a trial balance. So now, let's assess if you have learned a lot on our today's discussion.
After posting the accounts in the ledger, the following are the balances made by M&M Salon Services for the month of March 31, 2021. The following are the accounts with their corresponding amounts. Cash, 50,000. Notes receivable, 10,000. Equipment, 20,000. Notes payable, 15,000. MTAN capital, 50,000. Service income, 25,000. Taxes and licenses, 5,000. and utilities expense 5,000 pesos. The rubrics used for this activity are as follows: steps and process, 5 points; presentation and orderliness, 5 points; accuracy, correctness of answer, 10 points, for the total of 20 points. I will be giving you 60 seconds to finish this activity.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's try to check your output. First thing to do is to complete your heading. M&M Salon Services, Trial Balance, March 31, 2022. Cash, debit, 50,000 pesos. Notes receivable, debit, 10,000 pesos. Equipment, debit, 20,000 pesos. Notes payable, credit, 15,000 pesos. MTAN Capital, credit, 50,000 pesos. Service income, credit, 25,000 pesos. Taxes and licenses, debit, 5,000 pesos. Utilities expense, debit, 5,000 pesos. Total of 90,000 pesos for both debit and credit side. Hooray! You understand well our lesson today about the fourth step of the accounting cycle, which is the trial balance. Here are the key points that all of you should remember. First, a trial balance ensures that the transaction recorded to have identical debit and credit amount. A trial balance also shows that the balance of each ledger account has been computed correctly.
Okay, class, for your assignment, try to ponder and reflect on this quote. Life is like a riding bicycle. For you to keep balance, you need to move forward. Again, thank you ABM for listening and participating for today's lesson. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. Again, this is Teacher Chris of LANTAPAN National High School, Senior High School, your Fundamentals in Accountancy, Business and Management 1 subject teacher. Thank you and goodbye.